Hi everyone, I am Tanish Poddar and I am applying for AWS Cloud Club Cohort 5. Today, I'll be talking about one of my favorite AWS services, Amazon SageMaker. Now, we have all seen how artificial intelligence has become the heart of modern technology, from recommendation systems to voice assistants. AI is everywhere. But the truth is, building and training machine learning models isn't simple. It usually takes powerful hardware, complicated setup, and hours of configuration before you can even start experimenting. That's exactly where SageMaker comes in. It's a managed service by AWS that simplifies the entire machine learning journey, from building and training models to deploying them at scale. It's designed to make AI accessible for everyone, whether you're a beginner, a researcher, or an enterprise. Before SageMaker, machine learning used to be a long and painful process. You had to set up your own servers, configure GPUs, and install multiple frameworks like TensorFlow, PyTorch, or scikit-learn. And half the time you would be fixing version errors instead of focusing on your actual model. Training was slow and expensive, especially when your data was large. You couldn't just scale up resources easily, and once the training was done, deploying that model for real world use meant another round of configuration and maintenance. Basically, developers were spending more time managing infrastructure than working on ideas. AWS realized that this complexity was stopping people from building, and that's how SageMaker was born to take care of all this heavy lifting so that creators can focus purely on innovation. Introducing. So, Amazon SageMaker is a fully managed machine learning platform that handles the entire workflow: data preparation, model training, tuning, and deployment, all from one place. You don't have to set up servers, manage scaling, or worry about performance. SageMaker does it automatically. It integrates smoothly with other AWS services like S3 for storing data, Lambda for automation, and EC2 for compute power. Another huge advantage is its pay as you go model, which means you only pay for what you use. You can start small, experiment freely, and scale up when your project grows. In short, SageMaker turns machine learning from a hardware problem into a creative process. So how does SageMaker works? It starts with data, usually stored in Amazon S3. You upload your datasets there, whether it's images, texts, or CSV files, or whether it is organized or unorganized. Next is the build phase, where you use SageMaker Studio, a browser-based Jupyter environment. It's pre-configured with popular frameworks, so you can write Python code, visualize data, and run experiments directly in the cloud. Then comes the training phase, where you start training. SageMaker automatically spins up the required compute instances, CPUs or GPUs, based on your configuration. It also handles scaling, logging, and monitoring for you. Once the training is done, it shuts down the resources automatically, which helps save cost. Finally, you deploy your model as an endpoint. This endpoint can be used by any application, for example, a web app that predicts prices or an API that classifies images. From storing data to deploying your model, everything happens in one connected environment. That's what makes SageMaker so powerful. So, who uses SageMaker? BMW uses SageMaker for predictive maintenance. Their models analyze data from car sensors and predict which part might fail before it actually happens. That means safer and more reliable vehicles. Netflix uses it for their recommendation engine. The reason your Netflix homepage feels so personalized is because SageMaker helps train models that understand your preferences in real time. Coca Cola uses SageMaker for demand forecasting. It predicts how much stock is needed in different regions, helping the company manage supply efficiently. And nowadays, even startups use SageMakers for projects like fraud detection, sentiment analysis, or customer behavior prediction without ever owning a single GPU. So, whether it is a billion-dollar company or a small team, SageMaker gives everyone access to industrial grade AI capabilities. Now, the question is, why does SageMaker matter to students and upcoming developers like us? Because it completely removes the biggest barriers to entry. You don't need expensive hardware or a high end laptop or even a deep system knowledge to start experimenting with machine learning. Everything runs on cloud. It also gives you hands on experience with tools that are actually used in industry. You can start with small data sets, build models for your own projects, and deploy them as real APIs, the same way professionals do. And since AWS offers a free tier, you can try out most of these features without worrying about cost. That means you can learn faster, fail faster, and improve faster, which is exactly how innovation happens. I am Tanish Poddar applying for the AWS Cloud Club Cohort 5, and this was my take on Amazon SageMaker, building smarter, faster, and simpler with AWS. Thank you for watching.